You are not who you think you are. There's a part of you that you hide, a shadow you'd rather bury than face. It's not polite, it's not virtuous, and it's not the version of yourself you show the world. But it's there. And here's the uncomfortable truth, that hidden part of you, it's running your life more than the version you claim to be. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, and you will call it fate." Most people never do. They spend their lives mistaking their cage for freedom, their addictions for love, their illusions for truth. And here's where it gets darker. The people you meet, the relationships you fall into, the dreams you chase, they're not always the result of your conscious choices. They are often the results of hidden manipulations, not just from others, but from your own psychology. Every person wears a mask. Machiavelli wrote that in politics, it is not enough to be good, you must appear good. But outside of politics, in everyday life, we still play the same game. We carefully craft our image, the social media version of ourselves, the ideal partner in dating, the respectable employee at work. Yet, behind the mask, the true self grows restless. You tell yourself, "I'm in control, I'm choosing this life." But control is an illusion when the mask is glued to your face so tightly that you've forgotten what you look like without it. The irony? While you deny your shadow, others can see it clearly, and they can use it to control you. The insecure man who chases validation is easy prey for flattery. The woman afraid of loneliness will tolerate manipulation just to feel loved. The ambitious worker, desperate for status, for something themselves out, for someone else's gain. Machiavelli warned, men are driven by two principal impulses, either by love or by fear. But in reality, we're driven by something far deeper, the unconscious wounds we never healed. Those wounds become buttons, and the world is full of people ready to push them. Sometimes, the most dangerous thing is also the most attractive. Jung observed that we are irresistibly drawn to the very forces that can destroy us, because they awaken the parts of ourselves we've suppressed. That's why men chase women who are cruel but exciting, why women fall for men who are chaotic but magnetic, why we are fascinated by what we know will hurt us. It's not rational, it's archetypal. The psyche craves completion, and sometimes that completion comes wrapped in poison. There's a story of a man, intelligent, disciplined, respected. He meets a woman unlike anyone he's known. She's beautiful, yes, but more than that, she's intoxicating, sharp-tugging, mysterious, chaotic. She belittles him, yet pulls him closer. She disappears for days, only to return with a look that makes him forget every insult. His friends warn him. He sees the red flags. But the more she wounds him, the more obsessed he becomes. Why? Because she reflects a part of himself he's denied, the wild, primal, unrestrained part. She is his shadow in human form. The Greeks had a word for this, hubris. The arrogance that blinds you to your own downfall. Every tragedy in their myths begins with someone ignoring the warnings, thinking they are immune. But the psyche is ancient. It doesn't care about your self-image or modern sensibilities. It operates on forces older than civilization. Jung said, "We do not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." If you never confront your shadow, it will choose partners, jobs, and paths for you, and you will call it destiny. We love to think the danger comes from them, the manipulative lover, the toxic friend, the corrupt leader. But what if the true danger was inside? What if the people who hurt you are just mirroring what you refuse to see in yourself? It's easier to blame the serpent than to admit you planted the tree it hides in. Freedom doesn't come from cutting out toxic people. It comes from cutting out the parts of yourself that feed them. It comes from facing your deepest hunger and asking, why do I want this? Why do I crave what hurts me? When you confront your shadow, you stop falling for illusions. You stop mistaking chaos for love. You stop letting your unconscious run the show. You are not doomed to repeat the same mistakes, but you are doomed to face yourself, one way or another. You can do it now, in awareness, or later, in regret. The shadow is not your enemy. It is your teacher. And once you see it, truly see it, you'll never be fooled the same way again. If this hit you where it hurts, or where it woke you up, share it. If it made you think, give it a like. And if you know a man who needs this truth, send it his way. Subscribe, because the conversations no one else dares to have with you are the ones we have here. And if you believe the truth is worth protecting, support the channel through the link in the description.